Let's try this again. Hello. It's Wednesday and I'm going to share with you my works in progress whips, and I'm also going to share with you two programs you can use to make scraps. Let's begin. Last week I showed you two projects. The other one I don't even know where I put it. I'm supposed to undo this dress. I haven't touched it yet. Life got in the way, but I'm still going to do it. I'm debating between undoing the dress or just losing a little bit of weight. I think I'm going to undo the dress to fit me. I haven't done anything with this. I haven't done anything with the other project. All last week whips are a bust. But anyway, that's okay. What am I doing this week? Last week I had an epiphany. Not last week. I recently had an epiphany to learn more stitches. I feel like my stitch knowledge, my crochet stitch knowledge is very limited. I don't know as many stitches, and I keep using the same stitches over and over again, just switching them up. But I've decided to learn more stitches. But my qualm was I learned the stitch. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to end up with a lot of swatches. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I've decided to make headbands. So as I'm learning the stitch, I'm going to be making a headband of using that stitch. This one is not one of them. This one is, I was just trying to see if these two colors work together. They actually do. I'm using them for another project, which is great. The pattern for this, I've put in the link here in the video. You can just click on it. It's very easy to make. It's more stitch. So you can do that. These are the two that I just want to show you, but I've made a couple of more. I'll be showing, I think every week I'll just be showing you how many more I've made. This is one of the stitches. It's single crochets and chains. That's all it is. But it looks really great. I think it would be great for like a cover up or like a summer top, even shorts. I think it would work. It's actually very beautiful. I love the color as well. This one is the crossed treble stitch. I like two tones, so I think with these headbands you're going to see a lot of the two tones, and I'm using a lot of my scrap yarn. So if you're actually looking for a scrap yarn project, learning a stitch and making headbands will be a great thing. And even for selling at the market, I think it'll be a great idea. I'm using I'm actually using this to make my new whip, which is this. It's going to be a skirt, it's going to be long, and it's going to have 3 colors. I've started with the white and it's a cross treble. I love it. And the yarn I'm using is double knit. The other project that I did last week was this. I am obsessed with mosaic crochet, and I created a graph, which using a software I'm going to show you later, and I made this in mosaic crochet. The back looks insane, but what I'm going to do with the back is I'm just going to do an edging. This is a double crochet edging. This one is not perfect. I hadn't mastered the tension for mosaic yet, but now I have. So I'm just going to do the edging, and all these tails are going to go inside the edging, so you're not going to see them. I don't need to weave this in. I know it looks horrifying but I don't need to weave this in. And after doing this, I'm confident I can create a mosaic crochet pattern. This is a one part of a 3-part series. It's an art piece. Just keep a lookout. I'm hoping by next week I would have done the other 2 pieces to finish this set. Love me my tea. I love tea and coffee, but mostly tea. And if you want to support my creative journey, you like my videos, you can buy me coffee in my coffee store. Leave a message. I'll give you a shout out in my next video. I'm going to be sharing the stitches on this channel. So every stitch I learn, I'm just going to be popping a video here on this channel. You just have to go to the playlist called stitches and you're going to find the stitch. Some of the stitches don't have names, so I don't know how I'm going to name them, but if you want to learn the stitches that I'm learning or just see what I've learned, the stitches that I've learned, just go to the playlist stitches and you find the stitches there. Now let's talk about the program that you can use to make something like this. You can draw it on a graph paper, but I feel like that's just a lot of work. You can do it in Excel as well. Again, it's just too manual, a lot of work. Those programs, they're not made for creatives like this. But the two programs I'm going to mention are made for creatives by creatives, Fiber Arts, basically. And I'm also going to add two programs. I'm not going to go into detail with the other two that you can use, but they are created for cross stitch. But I believe any program which you create a square at a time, you can use to create a crochet graph. Today I'm going to talk about Stitch Board and Stitch Fiddle because they're free. Although Stitch Fiddle is not completely free, there's a premium version, which is a paid version, but the free version you can also use. Let's start with the first one, is Stitch Board. Stitch Board is easy. You need to register an account, and then for you to create a pattern, you can in Stitch Board import images to create your chart. You can choose the craft that you want to use, whether it's knitting, crochet, or cross stitch, and you can choose the number of stitches that you want to start with. You can change the colors, and you can just do a little bit more, like choose whether your graph is left-handed or right-handed. You can do that. The other thing that Stitch Board does is you can download your file in PDF and you can get a written pattern for free. These are the pros of Stitch Fiddle. The cons about it is you can only download in PDF. You can't do much, you can't edit after you've already created the file. So there's much you can do with that. The second one is Stitch Fiddle. Stitch Fiddle, you can start creating without creating an account. However, if you want to save your charts, you have to have an account. Once you have your account, you can import images as well. You can resize your chart. You can edit your image to reduce the number of colors, to increase the size. You can clean it up a little bit. You can change colors. You can create a chart using crochet knitting symbols. You can do that. And you can also create various versions of crochet like C to C, Tunisian. It gives you that option. You can also choose yarn, a selection of yarn that is available. Not all yarns are there, but there's a selection. You can look at those yarns to give you an idea of the colors that are available in the range. If you know the yarn you're going to use and it's one of the yarns that they have, you can choose that yarn to give you an idea of how your chart is going to look like in those colors. That's a great feature. You can export your file in a variety of formats like PNG, JPEG, PDF, SVG, which will enable you to share it, or SVG you can actually edit if you need to do further editing in another program. With a free version, you can do almost everything, except there are certain things that you can't do, but mostly they're about functionality and how quickly you can get tasks done. Key features that are not available in the free version are text. So you can type text in a font that you want and to create a chart. This is not available in the free version. On top of that, the other thing that's not available in the free version is the number of files you can save. So if you have the free version, you can only save 15 files, while with the paid version, you can save an unlimited number of files. You can also create folders. The only negative about it is you can't download the whole folder at once. You have to download each file individually, which can be time consuming if you have a lot of files like me. And the other thing that I struggle with Stitch Fiddle is the resizing tool. In Stitch Board, I can resize something with the same pixel and it will come out relatively correct, while in Stitch Fiddle, it doesn't really work with very small files, very small images. You'll probably have to go to another software like Canva to resize your file and then bring it back into Stitch Fiddle, which again can be time consuming. Those are the two programs that you can use to create a graph. Let me just add that Stitchfido and Stitchboard are web-based programs. They are no apps. You have to work them in a browser like Google Chrome, Bing. In terms of the stitches, you can use any stitch depending on what you want. This is Mosaic. It's a combination of single crochets and double crochets. But usually when I do crafts, I normally use a single crochet. I feel like it comes out better than a double crochet. However, if you're working a very big project, maybe a single crochet stitch could be quite a lot. You can consider using a half double crochet or a double crochet. It's all up to you. You can decide what you want to do and how you want your whole project to look like at the end of the day. I said at the beginning that I'm going to give you two more programs that you can look at. These programs are for cross stitch, but I think if you want to work crochet, you can use them. And because they're for cross stitch, you're more likely to get to be able to work smaller sized projects. The programs are Stitchly and Flows Cross. I haven't used them extensively, but you can look at them and see if they also work for you. There you have it, my whips for the week and the programs that I use to create graphs. And if you want to see a project that I use with one of these programs, I've added a link here for my Map of Africa video tutorial and here. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next week, thank you for watching.